my calculations are correct, when this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
This is the way.
We're wanted men.
Spoken.
Well, as you guys can tell, this is episode 88 of the Smuggler's Galaxy podcast. I know I don't say it enough, but it's episode 88, so you have to open it up with that iconic 88 miles per hour. You're going to see some serious shit. Jason, how are you this morning?
I'm doing splendid. How about yourself?
I am good. After a really weird week, I'm good.
I was just, Narayan tagged me in a post about the Wilbur Hood ice cream stuff.
Yeah.
Someone posted do you know what Vinylmations were?
Vague. Are they the preceders of Pops? Or
yeah, kind of, but they were Disney's. They weren't made by Funko.
Yeah. I've got a bunch of those. They're like 3-4 inches tall or something.
Yeah, they were all like a Mickey Mouse shape. And then on top of that, they painted a different scheme. And sometimes they would use the ears differently. Like sometimes it was like a crown or something like that was on the ear. And I just saw, he tagged me in something and someone shared a Vinylmation of Wilbur Hood, which made me do a Google search to see if that's actually legitimate. Because if so, I want one. And it turns out it's a custom. But when you do Wilbur Hood, when you search that in Google, all of the TeePublic stuff comes up. And there's stickers, there's mugs, there's masks, there's t-shirts, there's hoodies. And that's what I was looking at, the hoodie. Because I would like a Wilbur Hood hoodie. But the colors were all off. Like, it's basically a blue and white logo. And it's all dark colored hoodies. And it just doesn't look good in my opinion. But I don't know why I'm leading with this. If you want a Wilbur Hood product, go to the GASWC TeePublic page and grab one.
Those have been our best selling shirts, dude. For like the last 2 years, every now and again, probably once a month, I get 2 or 3 notifications that you made a sale. And I look it up and it's the real Will Hood shirt has sold. So we've probably sold, I think, 400 of those shirts.
I love the design of the shirt. And I mean, to be transparent, it all goes to the club, but we use that stuff to fund different projects around the club, so we don't have to collect dues or anything like that, just to be transparent,
right?
But
like every piece of swag we sell, it goes right back into the club.
Right.
It's not cheap running a Star Wars club, and it's not cheap going to Celebration. And go ahead. No, go.
Also, I just wanted to say thank you to a couple people. Thank you to E916 for the review on Apple Podcasts. Thank you to Sam in West Virginia for leaving a review. Coincidentally, we know a Sam in West Virginia who's currently in the middle of a contest for CAS on YouTube. And if you like his video and share it, the more likes he gets, the better the opportunity for him to win that contest. So make sure you like and share that. I'm not sure if it's the same Sam, but if I was a betting man, I would say it's the same Sam.
And I do have something else to say about Sam, which kind of warms my heart a little bit. He started the West Virginia Club, and they were at a show last weekend, and they raised $1,000 for their local hospital up there. So I'd like to give him props for that. And it makes me feel good that people are
giving back to the community
and are like leading. Like, I feel like the Georgia Club is like leading by example for that kind of stuff. Cause it warms my heart, and you can tell you have people, because when he started the club, he messaged us and he's looking for advice, and he's always, and we're always open to give advice for people starting clubs. And when you see somebody doing good and turning it, being a positive force in the galaxy, it just warms your heart, and that you helped kind of fester that, and get that going, that need for that going. So props to Sam and the West Virginia Star Wars Club for doing that.
I mean, taking us out of it, I have seen other clubs raise money for other nonprofit organizations, particularly Rancho Obi Wan.
Yeah.
A lot of clubs raise funds for that, which is always great because Rancho Obi Wan, their goal is to kind of ignite the imagination of the next generation through Star Wars. And so I think any organization that's giving back to the community, raising funds, is an amazing opportunity. It's an amazing club, and using Star Wars to just make the world a better place by building better communities is just always incredible. Right. Also want to thank Big N2, who we might know, Narayan. Thank you for that review on iTunes. We really appreciate that. Again, that always helps people find us, and the algorithm works in mysterious ways. So,
right.
Speaking of algorithms, I was reading an article about Facebook in general. And the primary reason I think people use Facebook now is for the groups and clubs.
Right.
Because everyone's pretty up to date with what's going on with Facebook and all of the issues that they've had, the negative press that they've received. But then when you dive into it, like there's people who have infants with severe issues, and doctors. I was reading an article, like I said, doctors was telling this mom that, there's not a good chance of life for the baby, that it could be 6 months, could be a year. She goes on Facebook and she finds a whole group of parents who are dealing with the same issue, and she finds hope through it. And so it's like Facebook, the benefit of Facebook right now really is the groups. It's the strength of what Facebook is all about. So it's building communities, it's building a stronger community. It kind of relates to what I was just talking about a minute ago. I'm not rambling.
No, but you're right. That pretty much is all Facebook is good for nowadays, because it's all the same crap over and over again. So go ahead.
No, go.
No, I was gonna say something. I don't know if it's the right. Not. I wanted to wait a little bit further in the show, just because while we're talking about stuff, but I wanted to share a little bit of a personal not quest, but a journey I'm getting ready to go on, because you mentioned groups. It kind of was leading into it, because I've found not strength, but like advice and stuff on these groups. But in the next 3 months, I don't know if anybody really knows that I'm completely deaf in my right ear. And a couple of years ago, I discovered this device that could help me hear in the right ear. So
wait, what? I couldn't hear you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a bad joke. Sorry.
So if you're around me, you'll see that I kind of tend to lead people to my left side so I can hear you. Or if I'm in a big group, it's hard for me to hear. But first, like the second week of June, I'm getting a implant on the side of my head to have this device planted, attached to it. So June to August, I'm probably going to look like a freaking Frankenstein monster with this metal rod sticking out of my head. So if you see that,
look like Lobot.
Yeah, I'll look like Lobot. So basically they'll be implanting like a titanium screw in the side of my head, so this device can hook to it and just put vibrations into my head so I can hear. So it's an emotional time for me, and I wanted to, at least mention it in the podcast. So if you see me with a big ass scar on the back of my head, you'll know why I've got a big ass scar on the back of my head. But anyway, I found some strength through some of those groups, just, asking questions and reading people's stories about it. So, it'll be pretty cool. So I'll update you guys through the whole process, But,
so is the screw going to stick out the side of your neck?
It'll stick out probably about 1 millimeter or something. Yeah. They can attach metal to it. So electricity, I'll put
I was just wondering if we're going to be recording and then at the same time picking up the latest Taylor Swift song on the radio.
Might be, man. I don't know. But the device, huh?
I was going to say, I'm so out of the loop with what's on the radio right now. I went to Taylor Swift. I could have gone to anyone, but
you could have, man. But you can apparently Bluetooth stuff, so I can take phone calls with it and stuff. It's when I signed up for it, they were like, "Hey, do you want all these things?" And one of them was a microphone that I can hand to somebody if it's a crowded restaurant that they can talk into, so I can hear them. And then you could I could hook this to the TV, so it transmits to this device, so I could listen to iTunes while I'm
That is like
working.
Lobot level stuff right there.
It's crazy, man. But I mean, I'm looking forward to it. It's been a hell of a journey. So actually, it hasn't been that big of a journey. I met a guy a few years ago, and he showed me his, and we talked. That did sound like kind of.
So it connects right to your brain.
It doesn't
Into
connect
the
to
stem.
it just connects into like the skull, so it puts vibrations into your skull.
Wow.
Yeah. I assume it works the same way as if you're too far away from your car and you put your keys in your mouth.
Yeah. You use your skull as an antenna.
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the same type of thing, but it was really weird because I go to the doctor to get the evaluation, and they're like, "When do you want to schedule the surgery?" I was like, "That's it." So, second week of June, I go in for it. So
That's exciting.
yeah, it is. I'm pretty excited for it. And
any rehab or anything like that involved?
no, it's just kind of rest and let everything heal. Yeah, because I guess it takes 3 months for the skull to bond with the rod. So at that point, the end of August, I'll have the device. It's just basically going and setting it up for my head, and I should be able to have normal hearing at the end of August. So really looking forward to that.
Speaking of groups, if you need help, let me know, because May is Mental Health Awareness Month. So if you're dealing with anything right now, always reach out and try to find someone to help you get a professional. So if you do need help, let me know. And if I can't help you, then I'll find a professional.
Yeah. No, we don't. I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh, but you just giggled but anyway, no, it's a serious topic. I know there's, my uncle committed suicide probably in 2000, the early 2000s, and it just wrecked the family. So it's not something, we never recovered from it. So, if that's something you're thinking about, definitely get some help, because it's not fun for the people you leave behind.
Well, not just that, but depression or anxiety or anything
depression,
like that.
anxiety.
We don't have to, on the other side of the extreme.
Right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to go that extreme with
fine.
it, but I know it all kind of plays into each other. But yeah, definitely, depression is something real. Get help for it. There's stuff out there. There's definitely help out there.
How was your May 4th?
Uneventful. It was kind of bum. I had band practice, so it kind of ruined it. But
May 4th was very uneventful. Although I guess like I didn't have the parade of Star Wars in my face all day long, but there was some very important kind of Star Wars things that happened for me.
Yes, it was.
I got my Ewan McGregor autograph ticket.
So can you bring somebody with you? Because I want to record you going, "Hello there."
I've been thinking about that all since I bought the thing, and I'm like, don't say hello there, because I don't want to be the millionth person that day saying hello there, and then he rolls his eyes, and I can just see myself saying, "Don't say Jason, don't say hello there, don't say hello there," and I'll walk up to him, "Hi there, hello there." God, I can just see myself doing that.
Yeah, I'm sure everybody's going to be like,
"Oh, General Kenobi."
He's either going to be cool with it or he's going to be frustrated with it by the time you get there, man.
And then the other way you could play it is I'm looking for a poster. I want that new poster. I get frustrated when they release these new posters for shows and you can't find them anywhere, or you need to go on to Disney movie rewards. I've used all my rewards for the Boba Fett posters. Anyway, so I don't have anything left for Obi Wan. So I need an Obi Wan poster. But anyways, I can just like put the poster down in front of him and be like, "Come on, man. Come on. Too long. Come on. Get on with it. Let's sign this. I got to go. I got other things to do other than meet you."
Well, you are paying a chunk of change, so I'd want to take as much time as possible.
That's my attempt to be funny, though, not
right.
The handlers are going to move me along. Like, "You've got your autograph. You don't need to say anything. Don't look Mr. McGregor in the eye.
Move along.
And then there's like what the creature zoos at Target. What are they called? The Salacious Crumb thing you picked up.
Oh yeah, where is that? It's like they're a knockoff of, not a knockoff, but they're a takeoff of the Smuggler's Galaxy, of the Batuu, of the stuff you see in Batuu.
Yeah.
And they made go ahead.
No, go ahead. I guess.
But they did a whole bunch of stuff, and you tell the story, but I was there May the 4th, and I was kind of having a crappy week, and I found that, and it was a fun way of being like, "Hey, Jason, you got this?" And I sent you a video of it.
Yeah, I was once in Jacksonville for work, and I just took my bag on the plane. I didn't like pack another bag for clothes, and I had my backpack and I stuffed that thing full to the brim, so there was no space. And I found that Salacious Crumb at a Target down there, and I was like, "There's no way I can get this. If I found, I can't bring it back unless I stuff it in my pocket or just carry it on." But I didn't want to be holding a little doll through the airport. Anyways, I was like, "I'm sure I'm going to find it at home," and I never found it. And then you were able to find it on May 4th, so thank you.
You're welcome. Yeah, and you were like, "This made my May 4th." I'm like, "Well, it made mine too, just to make you happy." Yeah, because
Yep. And then I did check out a couple Walgreens that day looking for that trooper, that exclusive, and I couldn't find it. And then our buddy Jordan was like, "Hey, Jason." He called me. He's like, "Hey, Jason." I'm like, "Hey, Jordan. There's only one reason why you're calling." He's like, "Yeah, I felt like this was worthy of a phone call." I'm like, "Did you find anything today?" So he found that trooper for me. So
yes, I'm in backwoods Georgia, and I found that trooper.
yeah, that's how you got to do it. I might go up to Canton today to pick up that mud Mandalorian, but we'll see.
Yeah. Awesome.
It's on sale, and that's the only one that's closest to us. So I might pick that up today. But that's about all I got this week.
So tonight you're gonna walk home with all kinds of prizes.
Yeah, my hands will be full.
Yeah. I got well, last night, you'll enjoy this, but last night my wife had to pick up, she's doing this thing with a bunch of girls. They're running around downtown Woodstock today in inflatable costumes. So she's like, "I need a GoPro." So my neighbor's got a GoPro, and she goes over there late last night, and I'm like, I'm half asleep. But she messages me going, "Come over." So long story short, I go over, and of course my neighbor's a big cigar guy. And so we start talking cigars, and he hands me like this really expensive cigar, and it's basically a Cuban. And he's like, tells him. And long story short, he's able to get like a box of Cubans for basically what one cigar. When you divide it out, it's just dirt cheap. And he goes, "You need a humidor." And my wife's like, "Buy a freaking humidor." I'm, okay.
You don't have one?
I don't have a good one. I got like little bitty ones, but I bought like this big ass 300 count humidor last night.
That's what I have. I have my dad's humidor.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. That means a lot to me, actually.
Yeah. No, that's cool when you can get something like that, man. It's like my slot machine. It means the world to me. It's been handed down forever, and my kids are going to fight about it when I die. And I was teaching my grandkids how to play it last weekend, which is awesome. So yeah, I bought a big ass humidor last night. So we'll see how long it takes to get here. And, but anyway, I got some Galactic Heroes bootlegs from Mexico, and they're awesome until you open the box and you realize how bad they smell. They smell like chemicals. So I'm like,
bootlegs?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would let that air out in the garage or something.
Well, it's not bad unless you get like right on top of it, but they're sitting on top of my micro collection case, just kind of airing out because they stunk. I didn't want to put them in I was going to put them with all my other Galactic Heroes things, but I couldn't do that yet.
Yeah.
They may not end up in there because they're pretty bad, but they're awesome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, at least I can't wait to see them.
Yeah, you'll see them tonight.
Which characters did you get?
Let me look.
No. Oh, they're right there. Okay. I thought he was going to go. He's turning around, and now he's coming back to his computer. I thought they were
turn around. And
yeah,
I know that was awesome podcasting.
No, I was describing what was happening. I was doing a play-by-play. Okay, so this is a transparent stormtrooper.
Really?
There's a Chewbacca.
That's Chewie.
Okay. There's a blue transparent Chewie. It looks like a hologram.
Yeah. There's Luke. And that is a lightsaber he's holding, people.
Okay. So the lightsaber is curved upwards. His hand is kind of parallel to the ground.
Yeah.
Horizontal. And he's orange, like an orange hologram.
It's orange or pink or something. I think it's more pink than orange.
It comes across as orange on the screen.
So that's Luke. There's Han.
Han is dark green, is a flat green.
Yeah.
He's not transparent. Opaque, is that the word?
Yeah. There's R2D2.
Red hologram.
There's a Vader.
Vader is he doesn't have a cape and he's not bulky, but at least his lightsaber is straight.
Here's another Vader.
That's what she said. There's
That's what
another
she
Vader
said.
with the hand up. It's a little bit different than the other one.
Well, they move around pretty decent, so I'm assuming these are the same character. They just posed them different when they made
Oh,
the
okay.
molds.
I see now. Well, the arm is a little bent.
Well, these arms move. They move pretty freely on the originals.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm assuming they did. And then I got a Yoda, a purple Yoda. So Mace Windu Yoda and a C-3PO. So
Cool.
purple drank. I think the C-3PO is black. Yeah, he's
Yeah, that's
black.
what it looks like. Comes across the screen as black, and Yoda is purple.
Yeah. They don't smell as bad, but they were
Get you high.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
It'll be an interesting. Yeah. Stop sniffing your toys.
Yeah, they stink. I'll put them back.
It's not going to be the same by the end of this episode.
So that's pretty much it. I'm still trying to save up not save up, but hold on to my money for Celebration. Because
yeah, I found a project to help raise some funds for Celebration. I started making these pills, the pills that you see on the card back.
yeah, you need to be specific when you say I started making pills.
I started making pills, blue pills. You want red pills? I got all the pills. No, they're the name pills that go on the card back of the action figures, and trying to replicate them exactly. I found the exact font that they used, 3D modeling it based on the scale, the font to the pill. Some of them are really long, which makes the pill narrower. Some of them, like Yoda and the Jawa, are like kind of fatter, which is weird. It's an OCD nightmare for someone who cares about that stuff, because like the Jawa name is not centered, it's not aligned in the middle on both axes. It's kind of pushed up more, and it's kind of thicker than some of the other. It's like more bolder than some of the other pills. The Biker Scout is the font is pulled, so it's elongated a little bit, and then it's lower to the bottom of the pill, whereas the Jawa is to the top of the pill. It's a little bit up there, so it's just like all over the map. C-3PO again is closer to the top of the pill. So yeah, I'm 3D modeling it, I'm printing them, I'm painting them, I'm trying to get it as close to the original as possible, and then I'll be bringing those to room sales, so I have something to sell at room sales. I've made about 13 to 15 of them, a lot of the big characters, and I've made one of each, and now I'm going to go back and make like an extra Stormtrooper, an extra Vader, an extra Boba Fett, the ones that I feel like, an extra Leia, the ones that I feel like it would be beneficial to have more than one.
Right. And yeah, those things will hopefully do you well, because I think when you get in the price range, that $20 to $30 price range, and you got something unique, people have got that money burning a hole in their pocket.
Yeah.
And they want something cool coming home with.
Yeah.
And that's
and it does.
And it's small, so that's even better.
Yeah, it would be nice. They're about 12 inches long, maybe about 11 and a half. And you just put it on your shelf, and you have, all your, who's it? Vader. You have all your Vaders around it, and then you put the Vader pill in front of it, just in case people don't know. By looking at all your Vader figures, if you're an actual Vader focus collector, now you have the label in front of it that says Darth Vader.
Right.
Spell it out for people.
Yes.
So,
what is all this stuff?
Oh, wait, I see the pill there. It's Darth Vader. The name pill.
Is this Star Trek?
My brother sent me was it a photo or a video clip of a bunch of Spaceballs walking around Disneyland on May 4th? They were in their full white Spaceball costume. It's funny.
Have you seen all the merch that they've been putting out at Disney World? Like all the new Star Wars merch?
Like the Starbucks cups that I missed?
Yeah. Oh, you missed? Did they release more Star Wars?
They released more. There's no... I must have skipped it, or I must have missed over it, but there was new Starbucks cups, the Bend There Anywhere series. They had Naboo, Navarro for the Mandalorian, and Octu from The Last Jedi. And the only one available by the time I got to it was Octu. So I'm going to have to keep my eyes peeled for those. But what else did they make?
They made, they got a bunch of other cups. They made like a blue milk cup. They did like a lightsaber, but I don't know where the lightsaber comes from. It kind of looks like the one from the Star Cruiser, but I don't know why they would have put that one in by two. But the thing I like is they started putting C-series droids in the droid builder, so you can now officially build a chopper or build something very similar to a chopper. And that droid from the last season of Clone Wars that Ahsoka really likes, with the round head and still got this radar dish on top. So the shorter, it's got a shorter body. That's what I was cool. Yeah. So people were lining up, and dude, the room sales are going to be killer at Celebration, but I think we're going to kick ourselves for missing Star Wars nights, because they are bringing out all the stops for that thing. They got like all the really cool characters, and a lot of cool backdrops. No regrets. Although they did just May 3rd and May 4th, they had a Star Wars night, and they had a Ezra there. Yeah, he looked bad.
He looked a little too old, and he looked a little too bug-eyed and happy. And I'm like, it doesn't look like the Ezra I know. That's not my Ezra. but yeah, I mean, I'm sure if you're going, it's going to be fun. But I've heard the legend of room sales, and that's a bucket list for me to go to Celebration room sales. So to go, I'm happy.
Right. Room sales, I'm hoping it'll be awesome. I think it will be. I mean, room sales are always awesome. It's a good time to be. A good place to be on a Friday night.
Yep. Let's see. Oh, you were talking about the blue milk cups. What are those exactly?
It had something. It was really similar to the. It had a bantha on it, and it probably said like a bantha or something. I don't know. I don't remember what it said. It's all in Arabic, and as cool as that is, it's kind of a pain in the butt, because then you got to freaking decipher it if you want to read it. Did you burp?
I just burped and I muted it. And the reason I bring up the blue milk cups, because it's come to my attention that was an actual cup offered in the 70s. That's not like a custom prop in A New Hope, the ones that Luke is actually drinking from. So now when I go into antique stores, I'm always looking for white transparent cups from the 70s that might be the milk cups. And I'm also looking for the Sears Camtono, the ice cream maker.
Right.
So I can make a legit one.
Have you not did you not know that those were Tupperware cups?
No, I didn't. Not until maybe a couple weeks ago.
It took you that long, dude?
Well, I'm naive, and I'm just blossoming into the beautiful flower that I am in the Star Wars collecting community. So, I mean, what do you want from me? Some of us bloom slower than others.
You're funny, Jason.
I try to be some days.
Right.
I'm awake this morning. That's what's going on.
Sure. How many
There's
cups
a
of coffee?
live stream on May 9.5. Well, I had 3 cups today. Yeah.
All right. Awesome.
That's maybe why my teeth are yellow.
Yes, the May the 4th live stream.
Yeah. They had some great stuff there.
I was excited. That one actually looked pretty decent this week.
So let's go through the vintage collection. They had the Gaming Great Stormtrooper Commander.
Yep.
Which was from, well, they had Heavy Assault Trooper was from, Stormtrooper Commander was from, God dang it. I see the Force Unleashed was one of them, and the other one was Jedi Fallen Order.
Yeah.
I'm back. Then they had the Phase 1 Clone Trooper 4-pack with the Lieutenant, which is all repacks. They've offered those before. There was the Mandalorian Super Commando from Clone Wars.
Yep.
Anakin Skywalker, Attack of the Clones Padawan, which is a cool card back. I really like that one. And then there was the, I really like this one too, the 33rd Second Clone Trooper. It's the Ahsoka clone.
That one, yeah. I've got the Black Series version of that, and that's a cool figure.
So those were all announced in the vintage collection line, and those are pretty cool. And then for Black Series, they announced Nolan Cheel, which is one of the Cantina band members. There's 7 members of the band. 3 of them have heavy instruments. The other ones, 4 of them have like flutes. And so Nolan Cheel comes with 3 different hands and 3 different instruments. So in theory, see, the thing that I'm worried about, they also offered Figure and Dan, and he comes with a couple different flutes. So you would need 4 Figure and Dans, and then in theory 3 Nolan Cheels. But I'm also curious if you take off, like, are the hands Figure and Dan only comes with one set of hands. Nolan Shield comes with 3. Can I take off Figure and Dan's hands and put some on from Nolan Shield? Because I would assume they're all just repacks.
Right.
Because they all look the same. No offense to Bith out there. They all look the same to me. Is that a bad
I don't know
joke?
what they sound like talking, so I was going to try to do something, but do they talk?
Yeah. We don't hear them talk, but I do know that the Bith do talk because Darth Plagueis' master was a Bith.
Really?
Well, in Old Legacy, yes. Because there was the Darth Plagueis book, and I can't remember who was torturing the master, if it was Darth Plagueis or Darth Sidious was torturing him. Because the whole thing was they were trying to increase the lifespan of the Sith. So they're actually torturing their master to try to figure out how to do that. But anyways, it was a very good book, Darth Plagueis. It came out, and then a year later, they're like, nah, it's not canon anymore. It's like, well, can you just make that one canon? Because that one's pretty cool. That was my first reaction when they kind of took away all the canon stuff, because I was like, well, can you make Heir to the Empire just that one canon? And then, oh wait, forget Darth Plagueis. I need that one canon too.
Right, and I need the Han Solo trilogy and the courtship of Princess Leia and that one where Chewie gets killed by the moon.
No, not that one. Welcome to fandom. You can't please them all. So, back to the Figure and Dan. You can only buy 2. They limit 2 to per customer. So, I ordered one of the Nolan Shields for myself, and then one for Narayan. And even if I wanted to order 2 more, I can't, or 3 more for myself for Nolan Shield. I can't because they've limited it. So once they go on sale, hopefully I can get a couple more Figure and Dan. Or Deanne, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I ordered 2 of those, so at least I'll have one to open. And I'm thinking about making a diorama of the cantina, making like half the diorama, half the bar, half of the cantina. That'd be cool. Which means I need to get an extra Dr. Ezevan and Pandababa Black Series.
Have fun.
Yep, back on track, Jason. New Republic security droid, which was in that one episode when they were trying to break out the criminals in the Mandalorian season 1.
Didn't it look like those might have been in might be in Obi Wan too? Or am I imagining that? Or is it never mind? Huh?
There's flashes of droids in there. We can get to the Obi Wan trailer. Yeah, there was flashes of different droids. I don't recall seeing one of those, but whatever.
Right.
Princess Leia in the Ewok village. Again, preparing for the 40th anniversary of Return of the Jedi, and I'll get to that in a second. And then the 187th Battalion Trooper from the Clone Wars. It's a Walgreens exclusive, so that's
Jordan, you better get on that.
Yeah, Jordan, where's my get on it? I want you to get it already. Some of the vintage collection figures were shown carded, and they're shown to be released in the summer of 2023. So they're still going to be. They haven't retired the vintage collection yet, as far as use of plastic. And I'm sorry I keep bringing that up, but something new comes up, and I'm like, well, that's interesting. What's going on? Because one arm of Hasbro saying that all products will be plastic free by 2023, and then you see these images. So hopefully that means that the Black Series 40th anniversary, Return of the Jedi, will all look like the other ones before it.
Somebody mocked up some of those, what he thought the cardboard would look like. Did you see those?
Yes. So someone mocked up a vintage collection mock-up with, instead of a plastic bubble, it's a paper bubble, a cardboard bubble, and on the front is just a printed action figure. And I don't think I like that.
No, it doesn't look good.
No. There was no pipeline reveals for vintage collection. Tony Harmon in our group brought that up, and he thought that was interesting. And he also thought that might not be a good thing that they're not showing pipeline reveals for the vintage collection. The other option is, we know that Hasbro, because we'll get to this in a minute, is going to be at Celebration. They have a booth. So I would assume they're doing a panel, and I'm assuming that they're going to do some vintage collection reveals there. So why reveal it at May 4th? Save it for Celebration. that's my positive thinking in that situation.
Right. Yeah, I know they do have a panel. I think it's like 3:00 on Saturday or something.
Hopefully I can get into that one.
Use the force, Jason.
Is it working?
Yes.
Okay,
Why am I joking?
You shouldn't be talking if I didn't do it right.
Oh. Well, it's a it's an audio medium, so I have to do some.
And then they did a Black Series pipeline reveal, HK-87, which I'm rewatching season 1 of The Mandalorian right now, so I'm trying to figure out which droid that was, because that's not Zero. It's got to be something else, unless it was the one episode, the Sin, the 3rd episode, when the Mandalorian is breaking Grogu out, and he's like, the town has come out to collect the bounty on the Mandalorian, and you have all these bounty hunters. I'm like, was it a blink and you miss it droid? Or like Constable Zuvio? Yeah.
Or would it have been the droids like the lady had when she faced Ahsoka? No. I don't know.
That's possible. I'm rewatching it, so we'll see. And then I don't know why it took him this long. Luke Skywalker from The Mandalorian is coming on Black Series scale, and that just seemed like an easy repack because he's essentially a Return of the Jedi. There's some tweaks, but you use the Return of the Jedi base and you build off of that, and that should have been out a year ago.
No, it does take Hasbro a while.
Yeah. But and then they led with this one, and I don't know why they're doing this. The retro collection, it's a box set with Luke, Vader, Leia, Stormy, Stormtrooper Chewbacca, and Han Solo. The cards are unpunched, which is cool that they've gone in and added that detail. They said they tweaked the card backs. I'm not sure what that meant. That's an exclusive that'll be available on May 25th on Shop Disney and Hasbro Pulse. That's again not what I want with the retro collection. There's millions of the vintage version of those figures out there. Yeah, like Luke is just insanely expensive, but I feel like I'm talking too much. I just
You're good, man.
They released it in Target, and then they released it later on, like on Entertainment Earth, and now they're doing it a 3rd time. At the very least, can they like change the card back to the Empire Strikes Back version or Return of the Jedi? It's like, come on.
Well, wasn't that sort of a takeoff of something else, or didn't they do that? They originally do that packaging or something, is what they were saying.
That's what they said. I'm not familiar with it. I mean, like I said, I'm still a flowering Star Wars collector, and I don't know everything, but I heard that there was like some sort of 12-pack, and they kind of reduced that to a 6-pack, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's just a way for more repacks, man.
Yeah, but I mean,
yeah.
I think if I were to do anything, I would order that and then sell off the ones that I have because they're unpunched. But at the same time, forget it. I prefer to buy my Cantina band than waste my time with the retro collection, especially if they're just repacking it.
Right. Well, then you would have to have then you'd have to open a box so you could see them.
Yeah, that would suck.
Yeah,
it'd break my heart. And then Ewan McGregor was on Jimmy Kimmel that night, the same night, May 4th, talking about his new show because an Obi Wan trailer dropped earlier that day, and we'll get to that in a second. But he showed off a new Black Series figure, which he called a doll. There's a doll of me.
Well, he is British.
Action figure. Yeah, maybe that's what I'll say to him when I see him. Just if in the future they're not dolls, they're action figures. But yeah, he showed off the new Obi Wan action figure from the show, which was cool.
Yeah, and I that surprises the heck out of me that Hasbro actually released a figure from a series that isn't out yet.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Hasbro! What a concept! Or Lucasfilm, or huh?
That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and people are saying that there's like a droid or something that's missing in the packaging. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, now that you mention it, there was a shot of a droid in the trailer. It was like a handheld droid, maybe.
Yeah.
It looked like something from Batteries Not Included, if you remember that way back when in the 80s.
Right.
But what did you think of the trailer? Let's get into that.
Woo! Yes, I'm excited more and more for this show. It's looking
More
better and
descriptor words,
better.
please. Then woo.
Yeah. No, I'm excited, dude. I can't wait. This thing, the Inquisitors are looking great. That was a freaking badass burn by Uncle Owen. So you're gonna actually see that interaction. Is Ben gonna be that little annoying MFer that's in the desert going, we need to train this little bastard? And Uncle Owen's like, F you, Ben. So there, you've got that storyline. And then you've got the Inquisitor storyline, and then actually we saw a shot of a Jedi. Who the hell is that? Is that the guy that's going to end up being hanging? So it's like it's opening this world up little by little to us, and I'm just getting more and more excited.
Yeah, it's very exciting. I was excited with that last shot when you start hearing the breath and you see like Ewan McGregor convey so much in that shot.
Oh my gosh,
there was like hesitation. Like there's so many emotions that I saw in his face. There's hesitation, like I don't want to do this. Then there was some sort of resolve, like we're doing this. Here we go. I have to face this. I have to do this. Let's get this over with. It's just an incredible. I read a lot in that face that he was doing.
And they did it so well because you see Vader suiting up, which we've never seen that style, that way that he suited up, because it really kind of felt like Iron Man when he's putting the suit on.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you hear the voice and you see that they've got the shot of Ben where he looks like he's meditating. And as soon as you hear the breathing, his eyes open up and it's just like you said, it's an oh shit. And
like he's sensing in the Force who that is.
Yeah.
He's felt that presence before and he knows exactly in that instant who that is.
Right. Now, did we talk about him maybe knowing it's Vader, or was that when Ted was on? I don't remember if we talked about it or not. If we had discussed if we thought that if Ben was gonna know it was Vader, Vader was Anakin automatically, or whatever,
I think once he gets in front of him, he'll realize who that is.
Because I know Ted mentioned on his last show that even Ahsoka, it took her fighting for a few minutes to realize it was Anakin.
Yeah.
So I think it'll be a cool reveal. However, either he's going to know or he's going to reveal it that he knows Vader's Anakin.
Yeah. I'm super excited for this whole thing. And I my son appreciated that the Inquisitors are hanging out in the place at the end of Jedi Fallen Order. So there's some continuity there.
Right.
They actually cared. They actually paid attention.
Well, no, Dave Filoni has nothing to do with this, right?
No, I don't think so. I don't think Filoni's involved with this one. I also worry about that Inquisitor that we were introduced to, because it's the fifth brother. There's the Grand Inquisitor, and then there's that new lady.
Right.
This takes place pre-Rebels, and she's not appearing in Rebels. So
maybe Ben kills her. That's another thing we actually know that now Ben is, you see her and Ben in like a firefight with blasters.
Oh, there was a famous, droids, there was a possible famous droid.
Oh my gosh, yes, we forgot about that.
Forlom.
Arzuckus.
Well, I mean, yeah, if you want to be old school, then it's Zuckus. But that was a mistake way back then, and then they corrected their mistake.
Right.
But it's Forlom. For love or money.
Yep. So that'll be cool seeing. I think the Easter eggs in this show is going to be pretty crazy.
We'll see. I was thinking of all of the speculation we made as I was watching The Mandalorian and how we were way off on some of that stuff. So we'll see if we're right here.
I don't want him to book a Boba Fett it. That's all. Just don't book a Boba Fett this show.
Because remember we were talking about when the Mandalorian was a child and he was under attack from the battle droids, the whole reason why he hates the droids, and then he was put into that, like, for lack of a better term, a dumpster and covered up.
Right.
Like, it's got to be Obi Wan who saves him.
No.
You remember that?
Vaguely.
Yeah, we said that. So don't listen to us in our speculation with Obi Wan.
I did see somebody had posted somewhere that actually happened in a comic book, like frame for frame. That was in a comic book.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but it had nothing to do with the Mandalorian. I don't know where it was, in one of these Facebook groups, and I'm on Facebook way too much. And like you said, it's only for groups, because when somebody posts something, it's getting ridiculous.
But yeah, I'm excited for that Mandalorian, and hopefully I'll get a poster at Celebration to get him to sign something. I have Thursday and Friday to figure something else out. So
speaking of Celebration, did you see the Hallmark exclusives?
Yes.
I'm excited about those.
I need those.
I'm more excited about the Darksaber than I am about Bo-Katan, but it's a 2-pack, so I got to get Bo-Katan to get the Darksaber.
Is it? How big is that Darksaber?
I'm assuming just like an ornament size, so probably maybe 4 or 5 inches.
Go
ahead.
I'm always afraid of those thin ones getting lost in the tree.
Yeah. Well, I've got some lightsabers, so you could probably compare it. But yeah, it would totally get lost in the tree. But it's freaking Bo-Katan, and then the Grand Admiral Thrawn and the itty bitty, so that's going to be awesome too. So I hate to say it's a good thing we have a club table, but it's a good thing we have a club table, because those are always hard to get.
Funko and Loungefly are sharing a booth this year, and they are the same company.
Okay.
Bob Iger, former CEO of Disney, purchased 25% stake in the company this past week. Yeah, and that's when I found out that
of Disney or Loungefly.
Bob Iger bought 25% of the Funko Loungefly company, because it's one company, and that's how I found out it was one company, and that's why they're sharing a booth at Celebration. They are one company.
Gotcha.
Which resulted in stock of Funko like shooting up like 20% this week. I don't know what that means, because I'm not a stockholder and I don't follow the stock all that much, but that means something.
Hey, could be good news for Funko. I mean, that they just keep doing things right, and I think it's because they can get licenses and licensing and produce stuff cheap and then sell it for $10, and they've got a perfect. I mean, they've got a perfect business model. They sell stuff for under $15, and it's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You may not be able to find a freaking Obi Wan, but you can find an Obi Wan Funko Pop somewhere, and guess what? Merry Christmas, Jason.
Yeah, I saw someone saying, I want to get my Ewan McGregor Funko Pop signed at Celebration. I'm like, oh my gosh. And my wife was suggesting, why don't you get a action figure signed? And I'm like, I want posters signed. I don't know.
I like getting an 8x10 or 11x14 glossy signed by him, a headshot or action shot or something. That's just me. I'm old school when it comes to autographs.
Yeah, I don't know. There's still time to figure that out.
Yeah, we got to figure out how we're packing, and how we're going to still got to figure all that crap out next or 2 weekends from now. I don't know. It's going to be a crazy couple of weeks.
Hasbro also concluded their live stream with a kind of a cryptic message saying, we have more reveals for you in a couple hours. And there really wasn't much more that they revealed that day, other than Ewan McGregor showing off that new doll.
Maybe that's what it was.
Maybe. I was hoping that they would show off the Celebration exclusive, but we'll see. Maybe.
They were hitting that it would be the band, but I think that the live stream was all they're going to do with the band, unless they decide to do something crazy with it at Celebration.
I did find 3D files for a 3.75 scale cantina, and it is like half the cantina, exactly what I'm looking for. So I can easily scale that up, and I think I'm going to really try to pursue that in the next couple months, making something that can fit on a shelf.
Cool.
What else? There was something else I wanted to bring up. Would it be a bad thing if Hasbro lost the license to like Mattel? Do you think Mattel would try to replicate the magic that Kenner had?
They might. I haven't seen enough Mattel doing 3 3/4 stuff.
No, they don't. But if they did, they wouldn't be able to use the Kenner logo at all because that's owned by Hasbro. So you wouldn't get that pop of blue at the bottom corner, but everything else would look the same in theory if they were to try to replicate that. Or even some small independent toy company.
Yeah.
There's one that's making turtles now.
Oh, like Super 7?
Super 7.
Yeah. Super 7's Super 7's got the 3 3/4 game down, man.
Yeah, they've also got Battletoads. Do you remember that video game from the 90s, which was a direct ripoff of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? They've got the line now for Battletoads, and it's just like, it'd be so cool if another company was able to just open up and just run with it.
Yeah, because I've got some of the Back to the Future things. They did 3 3/4 Back to the Future, and it looks just like freaking old school Kenner, man. Except it's Marty McFly.
88.
Yep, 88 miles per hour. Oh,
Serious
what else
stuff.
do we have? I mean, I was kind of upset as far, since we're still kind of on the Hasbro thing. They were like, all right, we got role playing stuff. And I was like, oh yeah, or repaint role playing, and you know where I'm going. And it was a freaking Darth Vader helmet. And they're like, we got one more, and then it's the new Ben Kenobi saber.
New one.
So I'm still hoping that when Sabine makes an appearance in the Ahsoka show, they'll re-release that helmet. But yeah, I mean, the saber looks cool. I do have to give it to Hasbro. They're thinking ahead and they're releasing stuff before the show comes out, but it's all stuff we know. So at least we're not.
It's pre-order stuff. It's not stuff you'll be able to have when the show's out.
Oh,
not
well, at least. Huh?
No, go ahead.
No, at least we got the pre-order option.
Yeah. It's not like the Midnight Madness Toys R Us days.
Yeah, those were fun.
I mean, I was looking at a video, a YouTube video about Super Mario Land, and they were showing stock video of kids walking through the aisles of Toys R Us. And you remember you used to get the little slip of paper, and then you would take that up to the front. Like you could even pick up the video game back then.
Yeah,
I just missed that so much.
I tell you what, we talked about service merchandise. Speaking of like having to go get a slip of paper, you remember that crap where you had to like pick the stuff out and write down what you wanted? You could not go to the shelves and grab it.
Yeah, I distinctly remember. It's kind of funny because I have the hard copy now, but I distinctly remember in Miami getting the Emperor's Royal Guard Micro Machine at a service merchandise in Miami. It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's funny. Now I kind of own the hard copy of it. It's just like, I don't remember any other Micro Machines that I purchased except that one because it was at service merchandise and it came down through the conveyor belt. And I'm like, what is this place?
Jeez. It's funny how it's all a 360, right?
Yeah, I do remember picking up the Micro Machines at KB Toys. I brought this up before, even going further back as a kid. There were Return of the Jedi figures, but I had to have been like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like looking through the figures, trying to find something. And I'm probably looking at like the Baratas and the Skiff Guards and Rigis and like all these creatures that were just in the background. And to a 5-year-old, where's Luke? Where's Darth Vader? Where's, like I'm looking for them and I couldn't find them. That's burned in the back of my head somewhere.
I remember seeing like going into like a service merchandise or something and just seeing like the end cap full of Star Wars figures. And you're just like, oh my God. And of course, my mom was like, you've got all those. You don't need to have them again. I'm like, but I want to. It's like
But Mom, it's an investment. In 40 years, I can make $20,000.
Right.
You're dreaming. It's just a piece of plastic.
Right. Well, it's just like when Star Wars was on TV. I'd be like, I want to watch Star Wars. She's like, you've seen it. Watch something else. I'm like, but it's Star Wars. Yeah.
Speaking of the vintage figures, I mean, the 12-back group's kicking it lately. They're killing it with the whole conversation topics, and now they're going into depth with characters.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not part of the 12-back group, definitely join that. That's definitely worth. I mean, you'll learn a lot there.
Right. Oh, I don't know why I'm yawning. It's only like, what, 11 o'clock? 10:30.
10:30. I had an idea last night right before I went to bed, and I should have wrote it down about like not character of the week, but it was something else. And then I fell asleep, and then I woke up and I completely forgot what it is.
You weren't trying to steal something from Ted and doing a "What's up with that guy," were you?
No, not that at all. It was more personal, but I can't remember.
Like a certain character, or just
No, I don't remember.
you'll remember it tonight.
It was like a moment of genius, but you get those moments of genius right before you fall asleep, and then you wake up and you're like, that was stupid.
Well, you need a notepad, dude, right by your bed.
Well, for full disclosure, my wife has COVID, so I haven't been sleeping in my bed.
Oh, geez, how's she doing with that?
She's fine. She's got like no symptoms. I'm negative. She's positive. So I've just been sleeping downstairs in the Star Wars room, which is it's kind of like, again, it's a stupid bucket list thing. Like, I wonder what it'd be like to sleep down here. It's nothing. It's a bar in my back in a pull-out bed. It's not fun. It's not like they wake up when I go to bed and they start. You don't start hearing zoom, zoom, pew, pew. It doesn't happen. And nor am I dreaming of dancing Darth Vaders in my head as I sleep. It's uncomfortable.
I'm sorry, Jason.
She's feeling fine. That's really all that matters. And I actually have to do a live on the group right now to make sure, or after we get done, to make sure people don't show up at my house tonight.
Yeah.
Because we had a meetup scheduled.
I think you've done it pretty good, because if people show up at your house, they're going to be like, where the hell is everybody? We'll just have to send them here.
Yeah. I'll tell my wife that.
Yeah,
If
there you
anyone
go.
shows up, just send them down.
Yeah, send them. Here's Glenn's address. Send them here.
Move along to the next place. Our badges are being sent to us this week.
Yes.
So that's exciting. I can't wait to get those. Thank you, Brian.
Yes. Thank you, Brian. I'll just get us in line for the panels. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
If I can get 11 by 17, if they're doing those again, they usually do like posters at some of those panels. And if there's like an Obi Wan poster, I need that to get assigned.
I don't think you'll have any. I mean, if you're willing to pay for it, somebody will sell it to you if we can't get in on that panel.
That's how I got my Leia one. I paid for it.
Right. We've got a table number. So if you guys are looking for us at Celebration, we're going to be hanging out at the Georgia Alliance table a lot. It is table number 2878. So, if you want to try to find us, that's where we will be. That'll be our home base for Celebration. So table number 2878. They've released. Has that map been released publicly yet of the show floor?
I think it was just sent to the exhibitors.
It's freaking huge. I can't wait.
Well, they've got the autograph section that's completely separate from the main floor. And then, so like the main floor is in the middle. I'm trying to pull it up right now.
Yeah, I hadn't looked at it on a computer.
So when you walk in, there's the main floor. Hasbro's like right up front.
Of course.
You got your Loungeflies and Funkos and a bunch of different things. We're kind of in the back next to Star Wars Kids in Hall C. On the left side of Hall C, if you're looking at it from the entrance. On the right side, there's a long queue line for, it's probably getting into the place, but also lining up for the Celebration stage, which is in the arena. And it looks like the arena is extended, so it's going to be in the round. Which
wow.
means the stage will be in the middle.
That'll be interesting.
Yeah, and there's hopefully that looks like a huge arena, and they're going to be able to accommodate quite a few people. So hopefully we can get into that.
Yeah.
And then on the far right, if you're looking at it from the front, on the far right of Hall C is the autograph section. You can see like there's 8 different tables set up, and no, there's 10 tables. There's 10 big tables. There's smaller tables for autographs. There's a StarWars.com main stage, which is, I would imagine, where they're doing the live stream for StarWars.com. That's happening. There's things labeled Galactic Senate Wall 1, Galactic Senate Wall 2, Road Squadron, and TIE Fighter. So I imagine that giant TIE Fighter's back. There's a whole big area, open area there. So that's going to be fun. I'm going to be doing a video there. I'm going to be asking I did a video over the summer of something else, and the one thing that I felt was missing was people. So it's my goal this celebration is to make a video with people in it, not just the booths and what we see, but also the people we meet. And I have to find an organic way to ask them a couple of questions like, hey, how's your celebration? What's your favorite moment? What have you learned maybe? So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
I rambled a lot.
That'll be all right, dude.
I'm a rambling man.
There's something that came to my head and I can't. Oh yeah. So speaking of autographs, the girl who played Sabine in Star Wars Rebels, I forgot her name, but she was saying that she's asked to go to Celebration, and she poo-pooed on Celebration, saying they weren't having any of the voice actors there, and then the people who run the autographs kind of piped back, and I was like, well, no, we just never, that's not how it is. But it's a he said, she said situation. So I'm kind of upset that they're not having voice actors, because I really wanted to try to do another Rebels 8x10, round of autographs. But
yeah, there might be other things going on behind the scenes where everyone's playing nice. There might be some costs associated with that. So the voice actors need to pay a cost to show up.
Really?
Or something along those lines. Like, I'm not into the whole behind the scenes. Like, I don't have any insider information, but I did see some talk this week that there might be some costs associated with that. And so it's not easy for voice actors to participate at the rate that, I don't know. There might be more to that.
More to it. Yeah, I guess she just kind of got aggravated because, I'm sure people are hitting her up going, hey, are you going to be at Celebration? And then she's got to answer it.
Yeah. I only shared that because I know you're looking forward to having possibly some Rebels peoples there. And
yeah. Well, maybe we'll run into them on the floor or something silly like that, but I won't.
What would you want if they're not scheduled to attend, but like the new guys that are playing the Grand Inquisitor and the Fifth Brother? Would you want them? Because they do appear in Rebels, but they're not.
Not really. Even though they play him, I don't know. I know that guy. I've seen the guy who plays a Grand Inquisitor in other things, but it's just not the same. I don't know, because it's not tied to the show that I like. I'm not saying that I'm not going to like Obi Wan Kenobi, but it ties to Rebels, and I love Rebels. So that's why I would want the guy who played him in Rebels.
Right.
Now somebody did bring up, since we're on autographs, Jason's putting on a jacket, but since we were on autographs, like, would you want, an autograph of Ewan McGregor on a Alec Guinness Ben Kenobi? Like, somebody made a piece of art and it was Alec Guinness Ben Kenobi. Would you want Ewan McGregor on that? Sign that piece of art?
No, because there was a brief moment this week where I'm like, I have an original trilogy poster, so I want him to sign. No, that's not. He wasn't in that.
Right.
I'd want what the actor does.
Well, that's more. It's tied to the movies. This is more like, somebody drew a piece of art and it's obviously Alec Guinness Ben Kenobi. But
to each their own.
yeah.
You do you, boo. I'm not going to do that.
Right. Well, I guess that would be like getting Jonas to sign a Peter Mayhew dressed up as Chewbacca.
Yeah.
I love.
That's different, though. It could be a Chewbacca, and it could be any Chewbacca.
Right.
Like, Chewbacca is not
it could be Big K, man. They, because it is Chewbacca. Black K.
We can't say the name right, apparently.
Chrysanthemum.
I don't want to say it because Justin's going to be screaming in his car. That's not it.
He already is. Chrysanthemum.
I thought, but Boba would call him Sando.
Yeah.
I don't know. Black K is good for us.
Oh, speaking of Boba Fett, he's going to be there.
Tamora Morrison was just going to be.
Yeah. $130. Would you pay $130 for a Tamora Morrison autograph?
If you're a Boba Fett fan, yeah. But I don't feel like this is I feel like if I go to the next celebration, which is rumored to be next year, Tamora Morrison's going to be there.
Right.
But Ewan McGregor won't.
Right. There, ding, ding, ding. I'm kind of still upset. The autographs to me just seem like crap this year. They don't.
It also might be a COVID thing too, because the actors might be like, I don't want to risk it.
Mm-hmm.
Mark Hamill's filming the Fall of House of Usher right now, which I'm very excited about because that's Mike Flanagan who did. If you haven't seen it, it's amazing. It freaked me out to the point where I had to stop it at points to watch it. It was Black Mass. Midnight Mass. That is incredible.
What's it on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay.
It's horror.
Okay. Is that the one that starts off with like a weird sheep or something on the first episode? Or maybe it's something else.
No, this is something else. This is something scarier.
Okay.
But anyways, I digress. Mark Hamill's currently filming a series, probably for Netflix, based on the House of Fall of Usher. So he's not going to be there. He's not going to be at Celebration.
Yeah.
I'm just rambling this episode.
No, dude, it's good. Some of these are some of our best episodes when we just ramble. I think I would have probably, you're 300 for you, and I would probably pay 300 for Mark Hamill. But at this point, I don't know.
Wasn't he $200 last time?
I thought it was 2. I thought it was 3, but maybe he is only 2. But
maybe it was like 250.
See, here's what sucks with autographs. And I understand it's Celebration and there's a premium on the autographs, but like Christopher Lloyd will be in Knoxville here in the beginning of what is it? April? I don't remember when but he's going to be in Knoxville. So it's a 3.5 hour drive for us. It's $35 to get into the con, and it's $100 for a Christopher Lloyd autograph. That's almost a no brainer for me.
Yeah.
If it was Michael J. Fox, I wouldn't even be asking permission. I would just be like, I'm going to this show. And I would pay $300 for a Michael J. Fox autograph, just because I know in my mind he's not doing it often enough, and I don't know. You don't know with Parkinson's, you don't know how much time he's got left. He may, or I don't know.
Yeah.
So, same thing with Christopher Lloyd, but there was a show in New Jersey that they did that had everybody but Michael J. Fox at it, and I wish I'd have known about it sooner, because it might have been worth going to.
Get a poster signed. Again, I'm into the poster signatures. I don't know why.
Yeah. Well, they're easier to display than a bunch of 8x.
A poster? A giant 27 by 40 poster?
I guess, unless, if you're going to do one poster with 10 autographs on it versus 10 8x10s, it's easier to do.
Get that same poster signed by Hayden too, since he's on the show.
That'd be cool.
I'm looking at my show notes here. There's one thing that I've wanted to talk about for months now, and we've never covered it. So I'm just going to cover it now. And then maybe if we have nothing else, we can wrap up.
All right, do it.
Characters I wish Kenner made.
All right.
I'm looking at that from now, not when I was a kid. But I want more Cantina stuff, like a Moff-Tac, which is the big furry hairy guy, to kind of go with your Hammerhead and your Snaggletooth and your Greedo. And also the Cantina band would be pretty cool, and that's that look and feel.
And a TVC line?
No, Kenner style. Retro collection.
Retro collection. There you go.
Yeah, retro collection. That's probably what I'm looking at right now.
All right. Sorry, I missed the retro collection part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would think it'd be cool to see that space guy, the guy in the spacesuit with the freaking pork chop sideburns. I've always liked that guy.
Boshek?
Yeah. Is that his name?
Yeah, Boshek. I hope. Is that someone screaming in the car right now?
Yes.
I don't think it's Bo Shrek. I think it's Boshek or Boshank no, it's Boshek.
Dude, don't worry. We're going to get an email.
He's got like a black spacesuit. He's the guy that was it Obi Wan's talking to first, and then he kind of pushes him along to Chewbacca.
Right.
Yeah. That was a good that'd be cool. But that's just a deep cut that I don't think they're gonna make.
Yeah. For
Black Series or for Vintage Collection. Uncle Owen would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
And Aunt
Uncle
Beru,
Owen and Aunt Beru.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it'd be cool to see a Sand Trooper, even though I know it's a repack.
Yeah. Yellow Jacket Luke from the last scene. I thought would be cool.
And you'd like to see a ceremonial Leia.
Yep. And then the other one that I really thought of was the Rebel fleet soldiers from the very, very opening of the movie.
Yeah.
The guys with the they were at the end of Rogue One, and then they appear at the beginning of A New Hope. Those guys would be cool. Those guys have played pretty prominent in a very important scene. I mean, that brings you into Star Wars, and they never got a figure.
No, they'd be a great army builder too.
Yeah.
I
had Gardinia, the little snoot guy that's the spy in Tatooine. He would be cool, but I don't know if I need that.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather have the cantina built out or some of Jabba's dudes.
Would you want to see the bartender?
Yeah, if we're gonna build it out, let's do it. Let's do it all, baby.
Yeah. Those we don't want your droids. We don't serve that kind here.
Yeah. Also the twins, Tonka sisters.
Yeah.
Tonka sisters. That'd be cool. There was some controversy around them. You can go online to get more in depth and probably more factual than the thing I'm about to break down. But there was the action fleet where they had one of the Tonka sisters, which back in the A New Hope days, they never got the releases on some of those facial background characters. So in theory, they should never be making, well, not in theory, they shouldn't be making characters like Boshek or Tonka sisters because they never got the release to make product, so to speak.
Yeah.
So that whole thing, like because of the action fleet, the actress went to Lucasfilm and said, hey, pay me money for this because you never got a release from me. And then they were like, nope, no more. We're not doing it anymore. But then there's rumors recently that they were open to making a deal with Lucasfilm to allow their action figures to be made, but nothing's ever happened. So I don't know if anything's ever going to happen.
Yeah. It's all legal mumbo jumbo, man.
Well, it's also interesting when I was doing those name pills, I was trying to do first appearance or first card back. And for the first 12, they don't have trademarks on Darth Vader, Luke Skywalker, any of those things. It's not until you get to the 20 backs that they start trademarking Darth Vader, and then Boba Fett premiered with the trademark, and maybe it's just interesting to me. But yeah, that's the story. All right. Anything else?
It is interesting. I think we can wrap this up. No, wrap this topic up real quick. I was talking to my guitar player, and he's like, "Why didn't Chewbacca get a medal?"
I don't have an answer to that.
Well, I thought of something. I thought of two things. Number one, he was a co-pilot, so that would automatically. But then, why have him up there? And then number two, maybe the rebel because he would.
Well, to be fair, real quick, to be fair about just the co-pilot thing, like when you watch The Last Jedi, it's Chewbacca flying that thing solo.
Yeah.
Right? Isn't my memory? Because Rey was shooting from the gunnery, and Chewbacca was flying that. So it's like who's flying that ship? Really? I mean, Han Solo gets all the credit, but the way that Chewbacca was flying that thing through Crate, I mean, it's like, wait a minute, who's really the best flyer on that ship?
Right.
Anyways, I derailed you.
No, it's all good. And then because I know in the Rebel Alliance, but with Wookiees used to be slaves or still were slaves at the time, and maybe there's a prejudice against them. I don't know. It's like the only two things that can come up in my mind.
The only thing I could think of from a practical standpoint is maybe it was composition in the shot. I don't know. That Chewbacca should definitely have gotten a medal for his achievements in that battle. So I don't know.
He should have. I mean, maybe they couldn't. Maybe they lost the medal and it broke or something, and they couldn't afford to make another one. I mean, it could be. I mean, seriously, it could be something stupid as that they didn't make 3 medals, or they made 3 and it broke. One of them broke, so they couldn't give Chewbacca a medal.
Speaking of the end of Star Wars, that whole ending is genius. There's so much resolution in so little real estate. Han flies in, resolves his character development that, yeah, he is a good guy on the inside. The same moment Darth Vader gets shot out, Luke shoots and uses the Force, blows up the Death Star, saves the galaxy, all within like 2 minutes. You can't get a tighter climax than that.
Nuh-uh.
It's genius.
Way to go, George Lucas.
Is it George or he had ghostwriters on that movie? I'm pretty sure.
I'm sure he had to.
Because Brian, the director of like the first Mission Impossible and The Untouchables, Brian, not Singer. No, don't say his name. Brian, shoot. He wrote the Crawl. He rewrote it for George Lucas. They're good friends. Hold on. The Untouchables. I'm going to get
He's going to Google. Jason is Googling.
Untouchables. And then we'll wrap it up. Directed by Brian De Palma. Brian De Palma wrote The Crawl, the first movie. He rewrote it. So I'm sure he had other people writing it along the way. He wasn't the sole writer on that movie. Anything else, sir?
I don't think so.
I think we've wandered enough for this episode without any direction.
Right. 3 weeks celebration. Holy crap.
Maybe we'll title this one, Not All Who Wander Are Lost.
There you go.
Anyways, thank you for listening to the Smuggler's Galaxy podcast. If you could, please leave a like and a 5-star review of the show anywhere you listen to the podcast. It really helps us out and points people to our show. Follow us on social media. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. Send us an email or message us. We love feedback, and we always love making you part of the show. Our email is smugglersgalaxy@gmail.com. Thank you to Alfonso Riviera for the Smuggler's Galaxy logo. You can find him on Facebook at Puerto Rico Star Wars. So it's Facebook/Puerto Rico Star Wars. And thank you to Levi Waterhouse for the music. Hasbro re-release VC66. Oh, I made that shirt this week.
It looks great, man.
It's a shirt that says re-release atop, and then underneath it's got the pill that you see at the back of the card backs. It says VC66. So if you see someone on one of the days wearing that shirt, that's me. Hashtag vote with your wallet. Pass on what you've learned. Be a positive force in the collecting community. This is the way.
This is the way.
88, baby.